I want to talk government, kind of. And I want to talk about elections and Democratic and Republican parties. Foremost, why is it that you think that when it comes to voting, there's really only two parties that, really have a chance of winning between Republicans and Democrats? Anything outside of that, there's really no chance. And why is it as human beings and as citizens of America, we have to choose one or the other? And it all comes from programming. In all actuality, the same thing as religion, it's the same thing with government. If we all believe in a God, why do we have so many different religions? And if we all believe in America, why do we have two different parties? Why isn't just one party just here to be, elected to be? You don't even have to be elected, but your main goal is for America and its citizens to be the best that we can be. But then we're put at odds because then the Republican Party comes out and says this and says that, and so then they persuade people into thinking, okay, well, this is the right way. And then the Democratic Party does the same thing. So then we split and we go against each other and we fight to say, well, this is the best way America is supposed to be run. Let's do it this way. And we exile people and say that these people shouldn't be here and shouldn't be there, and this is the way the government runs. How is it possible for the government to change and make laws without asking the citizens about it? They just write them into the amendment and we just sit there and say nothing. Or some of us may cause a little story, but as a whole, a collective, we don't. We are probably the dumbest country, citizens-wise, probably anywhere in the world, because we don't participate in our government. We vote. That's what we do. We vote. And that happens what? Every 2, 4 years or whatever it is. Then after that, we just sit back and let whatever happens, and we get up in an uproar when certain things happen, when they put it on the news and the media, and then they give one side on this side, and they give another side on this side, and then we bicker and argue with one another, which keep us separate. Now, Donald Trump comes out and say all this extra bullshit, and we all know it's bullshit. But then you ask yourself, so then why is anyone agreeing with him? Why are there people that feel the same way that he feels? Because you have been taught and been brainwashed to think that you're better than these other people, or that this is your country. If this is your country, why is it that we have a water issue in Flint, Michigan, if this is your country? Please, and why, if this is your country, the issue that we have in Flint, Michigan, you're not up in arms about it. This is your country. The greatest country in the world. Why are we having water problems? You ever thought about that? A lot of us don't want to be uncomfortable. So we just go along with whatever is going on. Oh, I'm doing fine. It's not affecting me. But guess what? You have kids. And your kids are going to have kids. What are you leaving them to have? What legacy are you leaving for them? Oh, I left for them some money or whatever. That's not your money. If you go deposit $10,000 in the bank right now and go back tomorrow and try to get your $10,000 out the bank, you can't get it, right? Why is that? You just worked hard for your $10,000. You just gave it to someone. Why can't I have my $10,000? You ever thought about that? Because if you came to my house and gave me $10,000 and then came knocked on my door tomorrow and said, hey, I need my $10,000 to go do something, when I told you I don't have all your money right now, you can't give it to me, me and you have a problem. So why is it if the bank does that, you don't have a problem with the bank? We have to find a way as citizens to come together. And the first step that we can do to accomplish this feat is to start deprogramming ourselves. And the way you do that is you stop watching so much TV. You know, TV shows, reality shows, because what you're doing is you're entertaining and you're giving your brain junk food. Your brain is a living organ. It wants to be fed every day, every second, every minute. So like, you know, when you leave work and you come in the house and the first thing you do is turn on the TV, why do you think you do that? Because your brain is telling you, I need something to keep me occupied. You just can't come around here and sit around here and do anything. So then you come in and you watch either CNN News, Fox News, sports or whatever, or some bullshit reality TV shows. Guess what happens? As you watch that, as you take all that in, it seeps into your brain. And you may not think it's there, but it is. As soon as something happens, or you start thinking or feeling the same a certain way, it's because of what you're watching and what you're feeding yourself. The same thing as if you feed your body. What you put in is what you get out. And as we start to deprogram ourselves, then we can bring kids into the world and not subject them to what I call child abuse by giving them the same narrative that you've been given. There's so much information with the internet and with, you know, people doing documentaries and stuff out there like that, that you can intake and grow as a person and evolve. It's crazy to me that people think you have to die to become the greater being. You have to go to heaven, whatever. Why don't you? How in the world can we not evolve here on Earth? Technology evolves every day here on Earth. Technology is not waiting on anything else before it evolves. Everything else evolves. Animals are evolving every day on Earth. They're adapting to new situations and everything else. How do you think it is that we can have raccoons living in the city, eating Burger King and McDonald's out the trash, and they're not dying or collapsing and falling? Have you ever seen it? And have you ever went outside and there's a raccoon? Raccoons aren't scared of human beings. They're like, what? I'm trying to get something to eat. And if you step in between me and this garbage can, I'm whooping your ass. And most human beings are scared of raccoons. I have a friend who is 6'8", 300-something pounds, and he's ran from raccoons. So what I'm getting at is that we are at odds with each other because it's meant to be that way. When you see people go on TV and make all these outlandish, outlandish statements about race and this and that, and then we all get up in an uproar and we go against each other because someone said this and said, well, I feel this way, I feel that way, and I agree with this person, I agree with that. How in the hell as people are we calling ourselves individuals if the masses of us think one way? Isn't that insanity in itself? If I'm an individual, I don't supposed to think like everyone else. I'm supposed to have my own opinion, my own ideas, my own narrative on how what I consider successful. When I say we shouldn't think like, there's certain things that we just have to have in common, being human beings, knowing right from wrong. But as far as politics and how to treat other people and what people are this and what people are that, if we all think alike, that's crazy. If I said I don't want to go to college and what I want to do is just get a job at McDonald's and work and pay my rent and live, and someone calling me a bum or say that's trash or you're not productive, who are you to tell me what? I'm not out here killing anyone. I'm not out here breaking any laws. So you're going to look down on me because I don't want to go to school and I don't want to attain all this fucking debt that I got to pay back? To me, that's insanity. You go to school and rack up $500,000 in debt. Then you go to work and you're working mostly to pay that debt back. And if you don't pay that back, what happens? Exactly. You buy a house and cars that you think you own, and you don't, because if you don't pay your taxes on your house, guess what happens? They come in and get your shit. The same thing in Flint, Michigan. How the fuck you forcing people to pay for water that they can't use? And if you don't pay for the water, they come and take your house and all this other bullshit. Isn't that crazy? And we sitting here as citizens in America, our country, and we're not doing a damn thing about it because we're too afraid to put yourself in harm's way. And we're watching YouTube and World Star and all this other bullshit instead of realize what's really going on. it's insanity. So as you sit back and you allow and watch this stuff to happen, and you may be a God-fearing person, religious, or even if you're not, and if you call yourself a human being, and you say that you care about other human beings, and you sit back and you're not doing anything. And when I say doing anything, fuck all this sending water over there. Let's get at our government. Let's get together as a whole and force them to do something about this and everything else. If you sit back and you're not doing anything, well, it's not bothering me, and fuck those people, they're black, or this has nothing to do with me, and I can control this and that. If you sit back and you're not doing anything, or even thinking about doing anything, guess what? Sad to say, you can't be too great of a human being. Because if you're a human being, you should care about humanity. And humanity includes all of us. Not just a certain race. Not just a certain people. Not a certain age. Not a certain weight. It includes everybody. Humanity. Humans. Humanity comes from the word humans. Humanity doesn't have a color.